How you doing? So this green vase I have here is one of my favorite compositions that I've done. It's three maple, red maple cuttings, and my plan is basically to keep them this height or shorter. I'm just gonna let them grow for a while now. This is second growing season. They've been in this green pot. So recently, what I did is I took a couple of cuttings off because, as you know, probably that when red maple uh, trees send out their shoots, they pretty much send them out skyward, and they do this thing. I think it's called bifurcation, where typically the shoots come out even spaced on both sides. So what I did with this particular one is I cut one off of each one of these three cuttings. So right now you probably can't see them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust the camera so you see the vase and you see the stake. This is for glue traps for gnats. That's one of those stakes, so you can get some a reference for size. And I'll take a little penny and drop it in here. So you see the cuttings, the three cuttings, 1, 2, and then here's the shorter one here. There's 3 cuttings there and the stake. So I'm gonna center right there. Now watch this. You see that? So I took these 3 cuttings probably sometime around the 19th of March, and they sent out these new shoots. And just so you can see how, I'll zoom back out, and there they are. So you can see these particular leaves there. I tell you what I'll do. I will I'm gonna get a red maple leaf. A regular, this is pretty much a regular size red maple leaf. I'll get one of those. Regular red maple leaf. So you can see from these 3 cuttings, when you compare this giant red maple leaf, it can pretty much cover up all 3 of those. But then you take this a whole step further, and I'll move the stake out the way and position and look at this size reduction on, look at these red maple leaves that have come out of that cutting. They're just, I tell you, I wish I hadn't have stuck them in so far. I didn't see this bud, but there's two nodes. So there's one node here, and I saw that one where it's just above the ground, where there's another set of buds right below it, and then there's another set of buds, and then where the cut is right below that, and that one that's just below ground level sent out these 2 leaves there. And they are to say that they're super tiny is a whole nother ball game. I'll see if I can't, I'll bring the camera, excuse the camera shaking. Let me zoom back out, and I'll come over top so you can see just how small those leaves are. How about that? Just absolutely minuscule. And then there's the regular red maple leaf there. How about that? And so the other two cuttings are sending out their own leaves. It's easy to tell when red maple cuttings are still alive. So we're going to see just how small we can make these leaves. The thing is, let me set the camera back down. When it comes to trying to reduce the size of red maple leaves, you're in a serious battle, because these leaves are always fighting to get big. I mean, even though this leaf is this big, it's still, I don't think this red maple leaf is as big as they can get. My one red maple tree that I spoil it a lot, and this is the leaf it's producing. It has a whole flush of leaves this size. And, you know, I'm not that hung up on reducing them, but I thought this was something pretty interesting to share with you. Let me throw this penny in here, because even from this distance, these cuttings and these leaves are very difficult to see. You would never, and see what I have to do. This is why I keep this stake here. I usually keep it about right here, just to remind me that these three cuttings are there so I don't damage them. That's pretty much all I wanted to share with you. I hope you're having a lot of fun with your experiments and your gardening as well. Have a nice evening.